So I'm about part 2 of week 13. So I'm still using the Amy Tangerine collection, the Brave and Bold. So really bright colours and everything, and it suited this week, as I said, because the weather was really lovely. So yeah, I'm really enjoying using these colourful collections for spring. So this week, as I said, was quite busy. I had a few days off, but then I went back to work, and because if you remember me mentioning I wasn't very well a couple of weeks back, so I didn't go down to see my family as I would have done. So instead, I made it work that I would go down this weekend instead. It did mean that I had to work down there on Saturday morning, but I finished at about 1:30 or something like that, so I was able to spend the rest of the afternoon with them, which was lovely. So yeah, it was just a bit of a busy week, but yeah, really enjoyable. So the first photo at the top, we actually went round to Joe's sister's house to meet up with his dad. His dad's been travelling since September 2024, so he went to South Korea, Japan. That's where he saw us in Japan, actually, on our honeymoon. He actually met up with us for a day in Japan, and then he went on to Australia, New Zealand, and he even went over to Vanuatu, which is amazing. So he does quite a few of these workaways where he goes over and he helps people out to do jobs and stuff. He doesn't get paid for it, but he gets like an accommodation free or something like that. So he does that quite often, and he did it, I don't think he did it last year, but he did it the year before in Australia, and he became really good friends with the people out there, so I think he went to go stay with them for a bit, and yeah, he just travelled around Australia and New Zealand for a bit, and he absolutely loves it. He doesn't like the cold here in the UK, so he likes to disappear for the winter, but he's back. So we actually had Christmas dinner, which is very odd, because that's one thing he really misses when he does go away for the winter. He misses a traditional sort of English Christmas, and so we went round to Joe's sister's house and we had a 3-course Christmas dinner, which was lovely. It was really nice, and obviously we just caught up on things, what was going on. Obviously Joe's sister's having a baby, we're moving house, so it was just talking about everything that was happening. So yeah, I'm just going to use that Hi There cut apart 3x4 card, and I'm going to put the Xmas underneath it, because I didn't have anywhere to write that we were having Christmas, so I just thought I'd put Christmas underneath there, so it says like hello there Christmas sort of thing. So that's that. And then on the Friday after work, I then headed to go down to see my family. So I had a relaxing day, evening on the train, and it was quite chill, to be honest. I thought it was going to be really chaotic with it having to pass through London on a Friday night or anything, but it's actually really easy. So it's just a picture of me with my Pepsi Max reading my Kindle, which is nice. I like to read whilst I'm on the train because I don't get to do it too much. I get very distracted at home, so it's a really good opportunity for me to read. So I'm just going to put another cut apart that I can write a bit about me going down, and then the rest of the photos are pretty much of me down south with my family. So the middle photos, one of my cats down south, Fred, he absolutely loves milk, like he's obsessed with milk, and my mum gets him some cat milk, but he always notices when we have bowls of cereal. So when I had my Cocoa Pops, his literal head was in my bowl, and I give him a little bit, but I can't give him too much because obviously it's not very good for him, but I did give him a little bit of a spoonful, but he just absolutely loves milk, but bless him, he's really cute. So I love that little photo of him. And then the photo is going to go on the far right. It was warm and sunny outside, and work was pretty quiet, so I just went to go sit outside my family for a bit rather than holding myself up in one of the rooms in the cold, because the rooms get really cold here in the UK. Even though it's warm outside, it just doesn't heat up inside. So yeah, I just went to go sit outside and just kept an eye on work, just so I could talk to my family before I was finishing. So the cards that I'm going to put in between them, I like that little wild child one. Fred is like the wild child of the family. He's a bit feral, and he's always out, and he does unfortunately get into quite a few fights. He's the only boy cat we have down there. Obviously, my mum and dad have got Nutsy, who was my cat originally before I moved up north. I couldn't bring her with me, unfortunately. And then there's Fred, and there's Betty and Bean. So there's 3 girls and 1 boy, and Fred's the wild one of them. He's lovely though. He's a gentle giant really, but he is a bit feral. He sleeps outside. He always looks dirty, probably because he's white. But yeah, and then I'm just going to use that flowery pink 3x3 card to go next to the one with the flowers, because obviously my mum and dad's garden is full of flowers. So yeah, I just thought that matched quite nicely. I could do some writing on there, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to leave it because there's quite a few. It's quite busy as it is. I don't think it needs any more journaling on there. Then the last bit at the bottom, so I'll show these in my craft tool when I come around to doing it, but I bought some simple story snap, what are they called? Like pockets that you can add on. I can't think what they're called, but they've got like adhesive so you can make flips. I think that's what they're called, snap flip pockets. But I had quite a few photos that I wanted to include in my project live for this week, so I decided to use one of them for this one. So on the Saturday, we actually went after work to Rye and Dungeness, which is about a 40-minute drive from where my family are from. But it was nice and sunny and everything, and the beach looked lovely, but it was really cold. So there's a picture of my mum comes just wrapped up in a like shawl thing that she had round her. She just had it round her head, and she just looked so funny. So I had to get a picture of her with her makeshift hood, and then there's a picture of my dad. So it was, as I said, quite windy and quite sort of far to walk, so I just thought I'd sit with my dad and have a coffee with him, which was really nice. We were just chatting about things, whilst the other set, my sister was there with her boyfriend, and they just went for a wander down the beach. So just spending some time with my parents, really. As I said, I didn't get to see them a couple of weeks back, so I was grateful that I was able to see them this time. So I'm going to put those on the front, and then underneath there will be a picture of this large 6x4 photo of my mum, sister and her boyfriend on the beach. They were looking for shells and stuff like that, and anything that they could find, really anything interesting, but as I said, it was quite windy, so I stayed back with my dad. But it was it was really nice. As I said, it was a nice picture of them three by the sea. I'm going to use like this, it was a rectangle, but I'm going to cut it down to a circle, and I'm going to use that as my journaling bit so I can write about what we did. And then on the inside of the pocket, we went to Dungeness, as I said, and there was a really cool lighthouse that we stopped off, and we had a bit of a wander down to see if we could find any more cool. My dad wanted some rocks for his shed or something like that, so we stopped off there and just had a look, and the lighthouse was really cool, so I'm going to include that, and then use one of the journal cards and one of the filler cards just to make up that pocket. So yeah, I've not used a flip before, but they are really handy when you've got a couple more photos that you want to include. The only thing I didn't realise is you have to hole punch where, you know, when you stick it over the hole basically for the binder, but I think I did it all right. So those are the photos of when I went down to see my family, and then Joe sent me a really cute picture of Mango. Obviously Joe was still at home with the animals and things, so he sent me a really cute picture of Mango enjoying the boxes. So obviously we've gained a few boxes that we're slowly packing away things for the house, and Mango loves a box. Like, she gets very upset when she can't get into it, so we have to make sure she can get into the box just so she can sit in it for a bit. So yeah, she looked really cute. She had a little head poked up out the middle. So yeah, Joe sent me that picture whilst I was down with my family, and I just using another one of the cut aparts that says hello friend, and yeah, just using up bits and pieces. As I said, I had a few stickers left over, and I do go back after I end the video to stick on the last remaining stickers, because I was thinking there's no point me putting a sticker book with about 4 or 5 stickers left in there, so I just added them on. A few of them you can't really notice too much when I'm looking through the page now. Like, they're quite transparent, even though they're coloured, they're still transparent, so you can't overly see all of them, but it's quite nice when you're looking closely, you can see it. So yeah, as I said, a busy week, and it will just keep getting busier. So I'm really enjoying being busy, and I'm enjoying the spring and summer activities, and I think my scrapbooking might slow down a little bit just because we're doing a bit more things. If we weren't moving house, I'd still be quite busy. So yeah, it's just one of those things where life just gets in the way a little bit in the spring and summer, because you want to be outside, and you don't realise how much it actually affects you in the winter, where it's cold and dark, and you're sort of forced inside because that's the only sort of comfort you have. But when it's nice and sunny and things outside, you want to be going out there and going for walks and doing things. So yeah, definitely notice a difference between my scrapbooking in the summer and scrapbooking in the winter. I've just recorded actually a video of my upcoming projects and stuff like that, like an update of where I am and what I've got to do and things. So that will be coming out, because I wanted to do that before I started packing everything away. So I wanted to put them away, but I didn't want to put them away and then, you know, I wanted to do this video. I intend to do like an update video in April and October. So I filmed that. So that will be coming up at some point, but that just shows sort of how far behind I actually am. A lot of the projects though are just 1-day trips, so they'll only take me a couple of days, whereas there was a few bigger albums like got Tunisia, that's a bigger album, Switzerland, and then obviously the big ones, which is the wedding and Japan. So they are huge. They're going to take me a while, but I will show them as I finish each album. But in between those, there is a few like day trips and stuff that we've done, and shorter little 2-day trips and things that I want to include in my albums, but they're not like a separate album. There will just be a couple of layouts, but yeah, hopefully I can come around to doing those once I've got myself settled a little bit, and especially once we've sorted the house out, things will fall into place a little bit easier, and I can actually get myself sorted. In the new house, we're hoping, there's no reason why I can't, but I should have my own little craft room, and that means I can just sort of leave things out. I won't try and make it messy, but I can leave things out so I can just keep coming back to projects, rather than at the moment I have to clear everything else away, because otherwise it just looks a mess. So hopefully that's coming in the new house. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll be back soon. Bye.